So I've been going to Cannes Lions for about 11 years now. I've done a report back every year for the last 5 years that I call Cannes in a Can. And what I try and do is go to as many of the seminars as possible, distill everything I've heard into a handful of trends, and then attach the best work of the year to each of those trends to show how it's playing out in the real world. So I think that what I saw at Cannes this year was a real focus on innovation. I mean, innovation was a huge trend at Cannes last year as well. But in many ways, it was innovation on the fringes, kind of on within NGOs or on the edges of corporations. But it was as if this year every large company has now realized that disruption is hiding around the next corner, and that really the only defense against disruption, the only answer to disruption is innovation. So we saw some really amazing innovation, and not, traditionally Cannes has always been about disruptive and innovative advertising, but now we're starting to see innovation not just in the advertising, but innovation in the business itself. And this has led to what I think is one of the most interesting trends, which is a blurring of the lines between products and marketing. And this is, maybe not surprising when you consider that over the last few years we've said communicating a brand message is no longer enough. Communicating a product message or product benefits is no longer enough. Your marketing needs to give the consumer something of value, some kind of utility, and that gave rise to initiatives like the Nike Plus platform or the Nike Plus Fuel Band, which was designed to sell shoes but has become a platform or a product in itself. So in that way, we're starting to see a blurring of the line between products and marketing. The chairman of the product design jury said that they feel that products are the most effective form of marketing, that the product is the thing and it needs to sell itself. And there were some great examples of that this year. So Volvo created a product called Life Paint, which was a can of spray paint, invisible during the day, but that lights up under headlights at night to keep bicycle riders safe. So Volvo's always been about safety. They could have done a print ad to talk about the fact that they believe in safety, or they could have created a product that made people safer. So a definite blurring of the lines between products and marketing, and allied to that, a blurring of the lines between clients and agencies. And I think the agencies at the forefront of this are RGA in New York, who started an accelerator fund where they've provided agency services and funding to about a dozen companies, startups, which led to a slew of award wins. And also now they own equity in a whole bunch of companies. They expect by the end of the year to own stakes in maybe 50 to 80 companies. Crispin Porter was the other agency that's not just working for brands, they're actually starting to create their own brands. And Chuck Porter kind of quipped that as marketers start to take marketing in-house, so they're starting to take business in-house. And it's not just a financial opportunity. When you own equity in the brands you create, you have a real say in the strategic decision making within that company or that brand. But this sort of blurring of the lines between agencies and clients, I don't think is a flashpoint for conflict. It's an opportunity for agencies and clients to start working much more closely together, to start innovating together in new ways. So Cannes really isn't just about advertising anymore. It hasn't been for a few years. They changed the name a few years ago from the Cannes Lions Advertising Festival to the Cannes Lions International Festival of Creativity, because most of the work that we see these days doesn't resemble traditional advertising at all anymore. And the organizers have really worked hard to make it more than a marketing conference. So Cannes isn't a marketing conference anymore. In fact, it's not an industry conference. It's not about an industry. It's about a force for change, and maybe the only remaining sustainable force for change in the world, and that is creativity. And that's what Cannes is all about, and that's why I love it.